what the impact's going to be is people are going to have to go get quicker marks, which means they're going to have to chase more, which means they're going to have to travel more, which is going to put a higher premium on these invite type meets, which are few and far between, which some teams think, it's easier to get to.
I disagree. People, the idea that you need to fly thousands of miles to run 10 seconds faster in a distance event is bull. You can do it if you want. If you just we just had this now. There was no BU meet, and people still ran fast miles.
Okay.
There was no this meet, that meet. People found ways to figure it out. Like a guy from Drake was 4th in the mile. Did the small school of Drake suffer from the lack of opportunities? No. He went out there and Adam Fogg got it done and got 4th in the mile. So this idea that NAU probably would have, I mean, it's different because cost, but if they had their home track, they probably would have all qualified their guys on their own on the home track. They wouldn't have needed to gone to the Arkansas invite or whatever. That's not true.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
So you don't think there's going to be a proliferation of people going to these big, especially on the distance side of things. Let's be honest. This is more of a distance issue than anything else.
Yeah.
But because now you can't, if you're a favorite, if you're Morgan McDonald, say in 2019, you can't go out to Azusa and then get in the B heat and cruise and run, what did he run? 13:58 or something and be cool with it, right? You have to put a time down that is closer to your true abilities.
Oh, the humanity.
On principle? No, and on that part I agree with you. On principle, it's like, yeah, you should probably have to run a little harder. I'm not gonna critique you. Now, if you're saying you talked last week about Connor Mance, the amount of 10K he's gonna have to run, because if he does the Olympic trials, right, he's gonna have to qualify, he's gonna have to run the regional, he's gonna have to run nationals, he's gonna have to run Olympic trials. But Connor Mance running 10 seconds faster in some tune-up race, I don't think is going to be too detrimental to his performance in the Olympic trials. Like he'll roll with it and he'll be fine. So I see your point. I see your point there.
Like when the standard, we'll go into this later in the episode, but
let's go to it now.
When they announced the new Olympic standards, everyone flipped out. Like they're too hard. We need exceptions for the Americans. Like turn the Olympic trials into a gold label race because we need the exception. We can't handle the new rules. They're too hard. Bullshit. They're fine. More than any the standards this year in the Olympics.
Some explicit rating on this pod, man.
People are hitting them. Oh, wow, weird. They're hitting them. It's not too hard. You know why they're hitting them? Because people can do it. It's not. We were choosing not to run fast. We choose to run to the bare minimum, and it's fine. And then this situation with these 32 per region, like, okay, if you were a 33 to 48 athlete, and but sometimes they make it the nationals. There's going to be, if you would have been that, you're going to now be a 24 to 32 athlete because you now know this is the new barrier. I looked into it. I was trying to figure out what event will be the hardest. The men's 5K, likely you're going to need to run like 13:48 or faster to qualify in the West.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to impact the best of the best. I agree with you there. They're going to figure out a way to qualify because they'll be able to run 10, 15 seconds faster. They'll know what the target is and they'll get it. I don't blame track coaches though for wanting the same amount of opportunities that they've had in the past because that's what they've grown accustomed to. I also thought that meet, initially I was skeptical. I became, you know me, I'm a regional super fan now. I went to one of them and I saw Michael Norman run 43:03 and I'm like, this is the best meet I've ever seen in my life. Like can I go every year to regionals? Rye Benjamin got a huge PR. So the rhythm of the meet is fine. It didn't drag too much for me. And yeah, it's kind of weird because you don't need to win to advance. You have to think of it literally as the first two rounds, or in the case of the 10,000 or the 5,000 as the first round of the NCAA championships. If you think of it in that context, then it's a suitable meet. I never thought 48 was way too many. But I also never thought, man, the number 46 seed has the real good shot at winning this thing they're going to be the Oral Roberts of this steeplechase or this 200, and they're going to run the table. But it never bothered me. And then once it got down to, it was 12 and 12, and I like the NCAA meet, how it's configured right now. I think they do a great job with 24. And I like the women's alternating change that they've done. So all those changes, I'm with it.